Aru?
Hello friends, welcome back to our channel. Before starting the video, I am requesting you to like, comment, subscribe and share if you like the video for more such videos. Do not forget to click the bell icon. Our visit to Thailand's MAE KLOng Railway Market, also known as the Train Market, was an unforgettable adventure. Located in Samut Songkhram province, this market is unique because it's set directly on active railway tracks. Vendors line the tracks, selling everything from fresh produce to souvenirs, creating a vibrant atmosphere. Real excitement begins when a train approaches. We had the unique perspective of witnessing this from inside the train, boarding at MAE KLOng. As we neared the market, vendors quickly retracted their awnings and moved their goods just inches away from the tracks. The market transformed into a narrow pathway, with the train passing slowly and closely through it. After the train passed, everything returned to normal within minutes, showcasing a seamless blend of daily market life with this extraordinary event. Beyond the thrill of the train, the market is a sensory feast. We explored the stalls, sampling fresh fruits, seafood, and delicious street food. The friendly vendors added to the charm, making our experience both thrilling and flavorful. Visiting the train market was a highlight of our trip to Thailand, perfectly blending tradition with excitement. Whether you're a thrill seeker or a foodie, this market is a must-see, offering a unique and memorable glimpse into Thai culture. It is a good adventure to be close to a running train. The shops are on both sides, and vendors scurry to fold their tents when the train passes. A must-see experience. The train passes starting at 8:30. Try to time your visit around train times. Train arrival times: 8:30 a.m. the 11th of October a.m., 2:30 p.m. and 5:40 p.m. Train departure times: 6:20 a.m., 9 o'clock a.m., 11:30 a.m. and 3:30 p.m. Grab a coffee in any of the restaurants on the sides and wait for the train to pass. Merchandise is reasonably priced. The origin of the MAE KLOng market goes back to even before the arrival of the train in Thailand. When the track was constructed in 1905, the market, instead of relocating, continued to operate on the lines just as it does to this day. The most striking fact about the market is that, despite being visited by hundreds of tourists every day, it's still a 100% local market. You'll find meat, fish, fruit and vegetables all sold and consumed by locals. What makes this market so special is that all the stalls occupy a very narrow stretch of train track. Every time a train passes, it sounds the horn, and all the sellers pick up their wares in a matter of seconds. And as soon as the train has passed, within seconds everything is back in its place, just as though nothing had happened. If you want to avoid complications, the best way to get to the market is to reserve a day trip from Bangkok. Includes hotel pickup, transport, guide, tickets, tasting and 2 markets, the railway market and the floating market. If you have lots of time and would prefer to visit on your own, the train is an interesting and cheap way to visit, but it's complicated. You need to take the train to Maha Chai, leaving every hour from Wang Wi Nhai Station, 15 minutes walk from BTS Wan Wi Nhai, then change stations to Ban Lane walking and crossing the river by ferry before finally taking the train to MAE KLOng. The total journey time is over 3 hours. Another option, quicker than the train, is to take one of the minibuses that leave from the southern Sai Tai Mai and northern Emochit stations. The price of the buses is about 60 THB $1 and 80 cents per person each way from Sai Tai Mai, and 90 THB $2 and 70 cents from Emochit.
Discount? How much discount?
100.
Discount?
If you buy 1 to 100, buy 3 250.
Thailand's floating markets are practically a hallmark of the country. Despite having transitioned from being places of meeting and commerce for local communities to becoming tourist attractions for the entertainment of international and domestic tourism, floating markets are still important in Thai culture. They have undergone a transformation, but are still very popular. Traditionally, Bangkok and the three provinces to its west, Samut Songkhram, Ratchaburi and Nakhon Pathom, had miles and miles of rivers, streams and canals that Thais navigated with their boats to move around, fish and trade. Back in the days when there were hardly any roads, highways, or any kind of modern transportation system, rivers and canals were the best way to get around. This is this reason why Europeans even dubbed Bangkok the Venice of the East. In the past, most of the houses in these areas were built on the banks of the canals and had small wooden piers where they moored their little boats. When the inhabitants of the houses needed to go somewhere, they only had to get into their boat and row towards their destination. The canals in the most strategic locations received a lot of traffic, and in some of their sections markets were created to take advantage of this large influx. They were authentic floating markets in Bangkok, Thailand, in which the locals exchanged goods, especially food, without even getting off the boat. The communities that inhabited these areas were practically considered aquatic societies, amphibious communities in whose lives rivers and streams played a central role. With the rapid growth of Bangkok and the development of the country during the 20th century, many canals of Thailand's capital began to be covered and paved. Boats started to be replaced by cars. In the mid-20th century, the construction of highways and roads to encourage motorized transport caused floating markets in Thailand to decline, and the traditionally wealthy trading communities established near canals gradually disappeared. When tourism arrived, everything changed. In 1971, the Tourism Authority of Thailand started promoting Lad Pli Floating Market, now Damnoen Saduak, as a tourist attraction. And it became a big success. Over time, the old floating Thai markets revived and many new floating markets appeared. Only now they aimed at attracting domestic tourism. Therefore, Thailand's floating markets have transitioned from being places of commerce to places of leisure. In modern-day Bangkok there are dozens of floating markets, and almost all of them are aimed at Thais looking to spend the morning in a picturesque setting, have a nice lunch and buy some souvenirs. Some of these markets, such as the one in Amphawa, even offer a wide range of accommodation in small hostels and resorts by the canal and close to the market, for tourists who want to spend the whole weekend there. Floating market is, in my opinion, a bad translation of the Thai word, Taladnam. Taladnam is a compound word made up of the Thai words, talad, market, and nam, water. Therefore, it refers to markets both on and near the water, so they are not necessarily floating markets. So the original Thai concept is that of a water market, and includes both markets where small shop boats sail on water, and markets located on land alongside a river, stream or canal. Actually, many of Thailand's floating markets hardly have any shop boats, and they are just located next to a water stream. An example of this is the Bang Nam Phang floating market in Bang Kachau neighborhood, one of Bangkok's green lungs. These floating markets with very few boats often confuse and sometimes disappoint some Western visitors, who expect to find the typical old-fashioned travel catalog image, in which dozens of boats row along a canal while selling colorful fruits and vegetables. Even so, the touristic concept of floating market keeps being deeply rooted in Western imagery. Today there is only one floating market that has dozens of boats, Damnoen Saduak, the most touristy and the only one that opens daily. Most of the boats in Damnoen Saduak no longer sell vegetables and other fresh produce, but rather snacks and souvenirs intended for tourists. As I said before, Bangkok and the provinces of Samut Songkhram, Ratchaburi and Nakhon Pathom have dozens of floating markets. Keep in mind that one of the main reasons to visit Thai floating markets is to eat and sample the local delicacies. If you go to a floating market and don't try at least a few snacks and sweets, you will miss out on a significant part of the experience. Don't forget that Thai food is simply delicious. Here you have a list of 10 Thai food dishes that you can try. Damnoen Saduak is the largest of all the floating markets in Thailand, and the only one that is open daily among those that literally float. Specifically from 8:00 to 12:00 in the morning. It is the most touristy floating market in Thailand, and the only one aimed, perhaps, more at international visitors than Thais, although the latter also go on weekends. It is located 100 km from Bangkok. Damnoen Saduak is the market that you'll see in the pictures of all the travel agencies, and the only one where there are still dozens and dozens of boats selling different products, which nowadays are mostly tourist souvenirs, although some still sell fruit and even freshly cooked food. On the banks surrounding the canals you will see many shops, cafes and small restaurants for visitors. If for some reason international tourists stop arriving, this market would almost certainly only open on weekends. So yes, it is very touristy, but it is a fun visit for a couple of hours, in which visitors can take a boat to sail along its canals and get an idea of what these markets were like in the past. Quite a few films have been filmed in this floating market of Thailand, such as The Man with the Golden Gun, of the James Bond saga, or Nicolas Cage's Bangkok Dangerous. You are likely to come across some local people holding exotic animals such as snakes, which are used as a tourist attraction for visitors to take photos with them in exchange for a tip. It is advisable to avoid participating in these economic activities, in order to make them disappear for the welfare of these animals. The second warning is that you should be vigilant, whether you go on your own by taxi or join a cheap tour like those sold in Khao San Road, so as not to fall victim to a very common scam. It works as follows. The driver takes you to a jetty before reaching the market, where there are large motorboats, and tells you that the only way to get to the market is by hiring one of those boats. Which is a lie. Then they ask you for an exorbitant price of up to €50 or €100 per person, to get on the boat and visit the market. Their long experience and skills developed after years or even decades of fooling people can make you fall for it and end up paying. Be careful with this. Damnoen Saduak floating market can be reached in those same boats by paying a fraction of what they ask, or simply by road to its entrance and then hiring a boat there. I am precisely writing these lines from my room in a small hotel next to the canal where Amphawa floating market is located, in Thailand. It is the most famous market among Thais, and the second best known in the country after Damnoen Saduak.
Aru, smile, Aru. Aruma, Aru.
That's it for today. Thanks for watching.